Jeff Cowan here from Jeff Cowan's Pro Talk, back with my weekly podcast entitled Right Service, Write Your Own Paycheck, The Path to Making Over $100,000 a Year when writing service in the United States of America and or Canada. Now at this filming, 20% of you are making over $100,000 a year, which means that 80% of you are not. So what are we going to do about that? Well, you're going to keep coming back to this podcast. I'm going to show you what you need to do to put yourself in that elite group. I'm going to also recommend that you invest in yourself and you study and you maximize the opportunity every day that you're at work. And again, we're going to show you how to do that. Now, for the 20% of you listening that are already in the $100,000 a year club, you keep listening because I will show you how to even make more. Well, I got to tell you what, I'm excited because I'm in the middle of my tour where I'm out on the road doing all kinds of workshops. Now, as you know, I've got 3 public ones that I've been involved in, but I'm also doing a lot of private ones, and I'm telling you, we're knocking it out of the park. We're having a great time. It gets me fired up, and it gets me in the mindset to deliver a message like I'm going to today. And what we're going to talk about is this. I'm going to give you some steps to being more productive when you're at work every day. You know, having been out on the road doing my workshops, I pay attention to what the audiences are asking and what they're responding to. And I've been getting a lot of questions. Jeff, how can I make sure that I'm maximizing the opportunity? How can I make sure that I'm more productive at work? And so today, again, we're going to cover that for you right now. So let's just jump into it. Number one is important. You have to focus your thoughts on the right things. You have to focus your thoughts on the right thing. Now, what do I mean? You have to get in the work mode. I mean, from minute one. So here's what I'm going to suggest you do. The second you step out of your door to walk over to your vehicle, to get in it and drive to work, from that second forward, you need to consider yourself at work. You need to start thinking work things. You need to get in that work mode. You're at work. So how are you going to do that? I want you to listen to podcasts. I want you to listen to audio recordings. I want you to listen to sales training. I want you to listen to motivational training. I want you to listen to anything you can in your car from the time, or your vehicle, from the time you leave your home all the way until the time you get to work. You know, the average person drives 15 minutes each way, each direction, to and from work, right? And in 15 minutes, if you put a book on tape in or you listen to a podcast like I'm doing here, you'd have plenty of time to get yourself focused and in the mindset to be at work. You could put the right thoughts in your heads. I also want you to do this. I want you to get to work at least 30 minutes early. Now, you've heard me harp on this over and over and over throughout these podcasts, and I can't tell you how important that is. So many times when we visit dealerships like we do, because I send trainers into dealerships and they stand side by side with advisors, 85% of the time they're on a service drive, coaching, critiquing, role-playing, and even writing service. And we're never cease to be astounded and amazed of the people that walk in 1 or 2 minutes right before 7 o'clock. They run over their desk, they're on a hop. If they're a woman, they put their purses down. If they're a guy, they take their jackets off, and they're rushing around looking for something to write with. They're looking for their tablets. They're looking for their writing pads or whatever it is, and then they run out as the garage door comes up, and you just know. You can see it. We watch it. We experience it. Their first 2 or 3 customers are not getting great service because because these advisors are not in the mindset for work. They're trying to make sure they've got everything organized so they can work their day. You get there 30 minutes early, because when you get there 30 minutes early, you can prepare. Now, what do I mean? You can get your computers turned on. You can get your writing utensils ready. You can make sure you have all your tire gauges and flashlights ready to go. You can study your pre-writes and the list of people that you know have coming in. What are they coming in for? What do you have to present? What are you going to need to talk about? So you can get the right things going on in your mind, get yourself ready, and get yourself set up to maximize the opportunity you're going to have. You got to put the right things in your head. You're going to work. There's a reason they call it work. Number 2, the next step, free your mind of destructive thoughts. Now, this is the big one because it's so easy to do. We don't want any negative thoughts. We don't want anything that's going to draw our attention away from what we're doing. We don't want any of that stuff in our mind anytime we're at work. So how are we going to make sure that happens? Well, one of the easiest things to do is ignore your personal cell phone, ignore your personal text, ignore your personal emails, ignore your personal life if you can. Now, as much as you can, you should. You know, growing up, this is one of the things so many people today miss because we're so tied to these phones. We got to make sure, is the girlfriend, the boyfriend, are they texting me? Is the spouse texting me? Are my kids texting me? What's going on? They're looking at school, all this stuff all the time because they got these phones, their personal phones on them all day long, right? And some people even carry around tablets, right? When I was growing up, I loved it, and I'll tell you why. You know, my dad had a rule when it came to work. And my mom had a rule when it came to work. You never call them at work and bug them for anything unless somebody was bleeding, meaning that one of us kids had gotten hurt to the point where we're on the ground bleeding. You never bothered mom and dad at work. And you know what? Once I got into the working and I had those same rules, it was so nice because when you went to work, you could work. There weren't all these distractions. Distractions that pull you away from what you're paid to do. Distractions that are going to keep you from maximizing the opportunity. Distractions that are going to cost you money. I mean, you can't think about a customer 1 second, look at your phone to Nest to see what your spouse is talking about, and then go back to the customers and give 100% to either one. You're bouncing around too much. You got to get focused, and you got to get these destructive things that are keeping you sidetracked and getting you sidetracked and costing you money and time with your customers. We got to get them out of our life. I want you to ignore workplace politics. What do you care? Don't get involved in it. Don't get involved in conversations at work with other employees that are going to keep you from maximizing the opportunity. I mean, what do you care if so-and-so comes in late all the time? What do you care if somebody gets to go home early all the time? What do you care? Okay, if it doesn't affect you and your paycheck, then don't get involved in the conversation. I also want to take that a step further and suggest that you make what I like to call water cooler conversations shorter. All right? I mean, you don't want to be non-friendly at work. We definitely don't want you to be that. You know, we want you to be somebody that's liked and somebody that can be counted on and the like. But when you go in, you can talk about the basketball scores for a minute. Not 5, 10, 15. You can talk about what your kids did or their kids did for a minute, maybe 30 seconds, but not all day long, okay? I mean, make these things, these conversations, these side conversations short. You're there to work. You're there to maximize the opportunity. You're there to supply for your family. You're there to create a lifestyle that you can be proud of. We're going to put you in this $100,000 club, but you're not going to get it if you're going in and you're worried about who's calling you, who's texting you, who's emailing you on a personal level. If we're talking about all the office politics and we're talking about what everybody else is going on in their lives, you're not going to be able to maximize the opportunity. You got to get focused. Now I've got one more step that's going to help you be more productive at work. But before I get into that, I want to tell you about a new partner that we have. This partner is great, and I'm going to read here what it is they're doing, and here's what I want you to hear. You know, are you looking to drive more service-focused traffic to your service department's website? Because if you are, my good friends over at Fixed Ops Digital makes marketing your service department online really, really easy. They'll transfer your current website to give your service customers a better online experience. And I've experienced this with them because not only do they work with service departments, but they work with people like me that are involved in service departments. And I tell you, I've only been working with them for about 6 months, and our numbers have shot through the roof. The number of people going to our website, the number of people contacting us and asking us about what we're doing has gone through the shot. I mean, even the subscriptions for the podcast have gone through the roof. These guys know what they're doing. So by separating your service department from your direct competitors, over there at Fixed Operations Digital, they'll give you a digital advantage when it comes to service marketing, because we all know that increasing service revenue today will lead to more sales, and if you're a car dealership, will lead to even more vehicle sales. So if you want to get hold of these guys, I recommend you do. Again, the name of the company is Fixed Ops Digital, Fixed Ops Digital. You can learn more by visiting their website at www.fixedopsdigital.com. Fixedopsdigital.com. You owe it to yourself to get on there and see what these people do. I mean, it's going to be one of the best investments you make. They will drive people to your website. I spend a lot of money on social media. I spend a lot of money on advertising every month, and I tell you what, these guys are the best thing going out there that I've seen in the last decade. Now, we'll talk about some other things. I've got another public workshop coming up. It's going to be in April, the 10th and the 11th in Denver. You got to go. It's a 2-day workshop. I'm telling you, I'm knocking it out of the park with this thing. I don't want to sound pretentious or like I'm bragging, but we're getting results from these workshops like I've never seen. I've got this thing so dialed in. I'm going to show you how to do the things like walk around the car, how to ask the right diagnostic questions, how to build rapport. I'm going to show you and talk to you about the 6 areas. That's right, 6 areas of closing to make you an expert master closer. I'm going to get you motivated. I'm going to get you focused so you can join that $100,000 a year club. Now, these workshops are for anybody that's in the service department, including dealers, business owners, general managers, service advisors, fixed ops directors, service managers, cashiers, greeters, porters, especially people from from the business development centers. If you got them, you got to get in this class. If you're serious about being number one, you want to have the maximum sales, you'll pick up an instant 5/10 by coming to my workshop and going back and doing what I talk about. If you want to get your customer retention in the 80 to 85% range in the next year, come to this workshop. If you want it perfect, yes, I said perfect survey scores, I will show you how to get perfect survey scores. I'm not going to jack around with it, man. These workshops are fun, they're exciting, they're loaded with content, and it will show you how to be the best you can be. I also want to let you know that I've got some new books coming out. I've got a book coming out here soon called the Service Advisor's Bible to Closing More Sales on the Service Drive, Getting Better Survey Scores and Higher Customer Retention, so watch for that. We have a program that we usually charge $1,000 for. It's an online training program for new advisors. If you call in after watching this podcast, we'll sell it to you for $300. And then the biggest question I get in the workshops and from these podcasts is, do you really do in-store training? And the answer is absolutely we do. We do service advisor training. 85% of the time we're at a service department. We're on the drive, side by side with the advisors, coaching, critiquing, role-playing, and writing service. We can set up quick services for you. We can set up a business development center. We have managers training. The managers training is off the chart, the success we're having with that. And we can create policy manuals for your entire department, your entire group of locations, or simply a policy manual for your service advisors. Man, we do it all. We get it done. We'll make you the best. Give us a call. How do you reach us? 1-800-248-2931, 1-800-248-2931. Give us a call today. We'll get you on the right track. So, how are you going to have a more productive day? Well, so far, we've talked about a number of things. The first step was focus your thoughts on the right things. Focus your thought on the right things. You have to have the mindset that the minute you leave your house, you're at work. I encourage you to listen to podcasts, audio training on your way to work, books on tape, on your way to work. Get your mindset going. Get to work at least 30 minutes early before you open so you can get prepared and review your pre-written repair orders so you know who's coming in, what you need to get your mindset to, what you're going to be presenting so you can get smooth. So when you step out with that first customer, you're relaxed, you're calm, and you maximize the opportunity. Number 2 was to free your mind of destructive thoughts. This was a big one. Ignore your personal cell phone. Ignore your personal text and emails. You know, remember what my dad said, nobody's to contact you from home, none of your friends, none of your family, unless somebody's bleeding. You don't need to talk to everybody. You know, the top 1% of income earners, check this fact out. This is really interesting. I'm surprised I didn't tell you this earlier. You know, the top 1% of income earners in the world only check their emails from the time they get to work to the time they go home, typically twice a day. They don't sit there and respond to every ding and every ring and everything. They're very focused. They know that what's going on their personal stuff, it's not going to have anything to do with what they're doing at work, because when they're at work, they're there to make money. All right, I told you to ignore workplace politics and make your water cooler conversations as short as possible. You're there to work. Number 3, the final step here. Feed your mind with positive thoughts and training. Feed your mind with positive thoughts and training. Number 3, feed your mind with positive thoughts and training. So what are we going to do? I've mentioned it before. It's worth mentioning again. Listen to the training on your way to work. Why not? The average person is in their car 15 minutes going to work. Okay, why not put in a book on tape or some audio or some podcast and get your mindset and train yourself to be the best you can be? Train when you're on your breaks and at lunchtime. Why not? You're sitting there. I mean, once you get into training and listening to books on tapes and stuff, you will find it extremely relaxing. It's kind of a way to escape. If you're tired of listening, read. Take books. Books still exist. You can get them on tablets or you can get physical books. You know, as a matter of fact, there's a big surge in people buying physical books to the point where even Amazon is opening brick and mortar stores again. But read books while you're at lunch. I mean, kind of go off in the corner, eat your lunch, read a chapter or two. And another thing you want to do, okay, we keep in your training, is you want to study your industry. Study your industry. You should be looking at no less than 3 different sources every day for at least 2 to 3 minutes each on the web or in the newspaper or someplace that's talking about what's going on in your industry. All right. Now, another thing you can do, now we're really good at this at Pro Talk, is put notes and positive reminders on your computers that pop up and have a motivational quote for you or something like that. You know, if you came to our office, you'd see that we've got motivational quotes all around the office related to sales. You can't look anywhere in this office without seeing them. Put notes on your calendars, okay? I mean, take stick-it notes. I do this if I should take you over and show you my office over here in the next room over. I've got Post-it notes everywhere, the little sayings, little reminders all over the place to keep me pumped up, keep me focused, what I'm here to do. And what I'm here to do is to work and provide for my family, give them the best possible life I can, and then put pictures. Pictures everywhere, okay? Pictures of things that you're trying to accomplish, pictures of your goals, pictures of the most important people in your life. So again, 3 steps how to be more productive at work. Simply said, focus your thoughts on the right things. Free your mind of destructive thoughts, and then feed your mind with positive thoughts and training. You take these easy steps I gave you today and all the little sub notes, and you put them into practice today. Start today. We're not jacking around. We're not going to wait till next week. Put this in practice right now. You'll be stunned at how your productivity increases. You'll be stunned at how your sales increase. You'll be stunned at how your customer retention increases. Your effective labor rate increases. Your survey scores start to become more and more perfect. And you'll be stunned at how quick you get into the $100,000 a year club. Hey, my name's Jeff Cowan from Jeff Cowan's Pro Talk with my weekly podcast entitled Right Service, Write Your Own Paycheck. I hope you enjoyed this message because it was a good one, and I'm coming back next week with another great one, and I will see you then. But between now and then, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to go out and help as many customers as you can, and I want you to get them so excited about your product that they not only buy your product, but they give you a perfect survey score. They come back and continue to do business with you for as long as they drive that vehicle, and when they trade it in, they buy another one and come back and see you again and again and again. And then you make a whole bunch of money and you live the lifestyle you deserve, because between now and next week, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go show a bunch of people my products, show them what we do and how exciting it is. I'm going to get them so excited about that they're going to purchase it. And then I'm going to earn the commission, and I'm going to continue to live the life that I've earned for myself and my family. It's a great one. And I hope to see you in this lifestyle soon. Have a great day and have a great week. I'll see you next week. Take care.